Welcome back to Triple Sports Talk. I'm Josh. That's Roy. That's Bryce over there. Yes, it's a black screen, but he might pop back in a minute. We don't know. Pod 31 merch should be done this week. That's the first update I have for you guys. Second update I have is for our draft. We did not get to do you guys with all our draft changes. Roy went first and dropped the Tigers and added the Giants, but then we were on hold because of Bryce. And as we speak, there he is again. Bryce decided not to make any changes in this week or this month's
got rid of the Cubs
bracket.
I'm not going to get rid of the Cubs.
So then it went on to me because I was in first, and I made my first change of the year. I dropped the Cincinnati Reds and added the St. Louis Cardinals, and then that's all I did. Bryce, again, was already done. And Roy decided to make another change. He dropped the reigning champs, the Texas Rangers, and he added the cheating Trastros. Yep. So he's got the Astros playing the Cardinals right now in a series, actually. But so those are the only changes. So my team looks pretty similar with one change. Braves, Phillies, Mariners, now Cardinals, Guardians, Nationals. Bryce still has the same team as last month: Orioles, Yankees, Cubs, Padres, Royals, Athletics. And Roy's team took a bit of a change: Dodgers, Astros, Brewers, Giants, Red Sox, Pirates. Roy has been the team making the most changes because he's in last place.
Hey, Bryce, you want to trade Dodgers for the Yankees?
No.
So that's going to take us into the standings. This week, the standings have not changed. Roy is still in last with 172 wins. The Bryce in second has 190, so Roy is 18 back of second place. And I have hit the 200 mark. I'm at 201, so I'm 11 ahead of Bryce. So still some ground to be made up for everybody, except for me because I know ball. And I think that's just going to take us into our standings. Roy, you want to go over the standings?
All right, let's go with the American League East. We'll start it off with the Yankees, who are on a 5-game winning streak. They lead the division 42-19. Baltimore second, 38-20. The Red Sox 30-30. So I mean, 500. They're staying right there. Rays, which I feel like the biggest win in that division, is 29-31, and then the Toronto Blue Jays are 28-31. The Central, AL Central, and Guardians 39-20. Wow, 39 wins for them. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Then you got Kansas City 4 games back, 36-25. The Twins 33-26. The Detroit Tigers 30-30. They just kind of hanging out there. And then the bottom dwellers, the White Sox, at 15-45. How did you like
0-10 in their last 10?
They'll get 3 in a row against the Cubs here.
Probably.
All right, so now you got then in the AL West, you got the Seattle Mariners at 34-27. The Texas Rangers 29-31. How would you like the second team in your division have a losing record?
Yeah.
The Houston Astros at 27-34, 7 games back, and then Oakland Athletics 24-37, way more wins than I thought they'd have this year. And then the Los Angeles Angels 22-38. Let's get to the National League. The tie for the best record in baseball, the Philadelphia Phillies with 42-19. The Braves, with a lot of injuries, are still 33-24, 7 games back. The Nationals are 27-32. Then you got the Mets, the 25-35, and then the Marlins rounded out with 21 wins and 39 losses. They are 20 and get half games back. Then we get to the NL Central. The Brewers lead that division at 36-24. The Cubs, who are 2-8 in their last 10 games, are 29-31, but still in second place in that division, only 7 games back. Then you got tied for second place the St. Louis Cardinals, who have kind of made a little run at 28-30. Still both teams under 2 games under 500. Then you got the Pirates at 27-32, and then the Cincinnati Reds just struggling back there. But other than their 7-3 in their last 10, they are 27-33. Anybody think on that?
No.
All right, the West, the NL West. The Dodgers still lead the division at 38-23. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. The Padres kind of made a 5-5. They were 32-31. The Giants, who had to play against, get swept by the Yankees. That hurt them. They were 29-32, third in the division. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 28-32, 9.5 games back. And then maybe the third worst team in baseball, the Colorado Rockies, 21-38, 16 games back.
Yeah. Bryce, I'll start with you since you missed last week, so you didn't get to go over last week at all. Bryce, when you look at these standings, what's the first thing that jumps out to you?
Oh, man. I mean, the Brewers we're talking all season so far about how they're hot and that we're probably going to see them cool back off, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, they're taking a sizable lead in the division now that the Cubs are playing terrible. But, I mean, the Cardinals are coming up now. But that division's really starting to show that it's not a very good division, and the Brewers is just taking another step. I mean, their run differential is plus 61 right now. They're just playing good baseball, and this month's been all divisional games and then all Central, and it's just been very good for the Brewers.
Yeah, they've just. I mean, I look at their record at 36-24. It doesn't jump off the page. They're 12 above 500, but they're just taking advantage of the series. 2-3. They're not. I don't think they're really out here sweeping too many teams, but they're definitely not losing the series. But they're just playing consistent. I think all the other 4 teams have been inconsistent, and they've lost some series they shouldn't have and gotten swept in series they shouldn't have, and they have the 7-game lead because of it.
Yeah.
Roy, how about you? When you look at the standings, what do you see? What do you see?
I mean, like we always talk about, there's 2 divisions that one surprised me. How bad the AL West is. I mean, when you got all 4 of the 5 teams at below 500. Yes, NL Central is the same thing, but you have defending world champions in the AL West division, and you have Houston, who's always pretty good, and the Mariners have taken control of that division because they went 7-3 in their last 10. They're getting hot. I mean, that's the difference. And then, but then and it's funny because you got Oakland, who I thought was going to be the worst team in baseball this year. 24 wins already this year, but they've made some runs. That division's been surprised me a lot just because of I thought Houston was on a run and then they just fell apart in their last 2 series. So the other one, I mean, we've talked about all year. I mean, the AL West or AL East. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, when your last place team is 28-31 and they're 13 games out, that would be a leader. That would be either second in every division, or almost except for about 3. So I mean, when your last place team could compete in other divisions and be in a contention for their the win their division, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and they don't play them as much like they used to. But look at the Blue Jays. They're 28-31. They're playing division opponents in the AL East, and they still have a respectable record. So I think it's just an unfortunate draw for, I think it's pretty clear the Red Sox, Rays, and Blue Jays are not on the same level the Orioles and the Yankees are. And so they're going to have a hard time getting in because they're going to play these teams too much. When I look at the standings, I think we all kind of agreed. We thought the Phillies were really hot, and we all thought the Phillies were a good team. We all thought they were a playoff team. But I don't think we expected them to be 42-19. But I think I'm ready to call it that the Braves aren't going to win this division, only due to the fact of their injuries. I mean, they're starting to pile up. You look at Strider, done. You look at Ronald, he's done. You look at other players, Riley hasn't been very good compared to those last 2 years or so. Albies has been on the IL on and off. And the Braves are a good team. I still think they're a playoff team. But I don't think they're catching Philly with their injuries. Unless Philly hits a bad month or something, I think Philly's going to start, last week it was 5. Now it's 7. I wouldn't be surprised if next week it's 8.5, slowly going up. That's what I see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'd be right now. Philadelphia, they're still a couple injuries away. They've been lucky with that, but also, I like I agree. Atlanta has had some injuries. That's costly injuries. When Strider and Acuna were out, those are 2 big studs. The thing is, all Atlanta's going to do is they're going to ride. I mean, they've got a nice lead right now to be in the playoffs. So you got to every team right now. So June and July is hey, just buckle down, try to win some games to get that trade deadline, get a player or 2 that they can help you get to the playoffs and maybe win a World Series. So I don't think they'll win the division because I think Philadelphia. I knew they were going to be good, but they have a lot of talent.
Oh, they're really good.
I think they're just really good right now. So
we've taltalked about the Phillies. We've talked about the Phillies role players stepping up and being better than they have been, and that's why they've all been off to such a good start. You guys don't have anything else standing wise?
Nope, I don't.
No, I don't
I
think
think
so.
that's going to roll us into the players of the week. NL player of the week. It's a Brewer, Willie Adames, former Ray, 28-year-old, hit 385, 10 for 26, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, 1 double, 5 walks, 7 runs scored, slugging 654 and a 484 on base percentage in 7 games. It's, Willie, I don't know if you remember this too much, Roy. Willie Adames was always a really streaky hitter, real good months, real bad months in Tampa. You look at that week, it's an incredible week. I mean, you get on base, on base almost half the time for an entire week. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. In 7 games, they didn't have an off day. So that's why the Brewers continue to lead.
Yep.
Over on the AL side, it's the generational Juan Soto of the New York Yankees, 25-year-old on a West Coast trip, hit 435, 10 for 23, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, 2 triples. Probably didn't think he'd have that in the season. 4 walks, 7 runs scored, slugging 1,000 and a 500 on base percentage in 6 games. I don't have much to say. I mean, it's as good as it gets. Roy,
go ahead, Bryce. You say what you
want.
Yeah,
Juan Soto is one of my favorite players in the league to watch. I mean, every at bat is just a battle with him. He's got the best sign of the strike zone out of everybody in the league. I don't even think you can argue it. The guy doesn't swing unless it's a strike, and he puts the bat on the ball every single time. Whether he's power swinging for a home run or he's putting it in a gap or down the line, he's going to make contact and he's going to get the ball in play every single at bat. It's just whether it gets down or not.
Yeah, no, I mean, being a Yankee fan,
I gotta go, guys.
Okay, we watch him as much as possible, and I mean, there was the other night against San Francisco. I thought the Yankees were done. And then he hits that huge second home run shot late in the game to get this kind of going. Him and Volpe, he's just a stud, and he's benefiting being in front of Judge, which has helped him a lot because he's just seeing good pitches. But he's still a stud. I mean, even when Judge wasn't hitting, he was still hitting. So I mean, there's just nothing you can. I mean, that's not much you can say about a guy with that much talent who plays great defense, who's just a stud.
Yeah, I've watched Juan Soto. I watched him a lot in San Diego more than I did in Washington because I liked a lot of players on the Padres the last year. And now that I watch him almost every other night, the thing I've been most impressed with, I knew the eye, I knew the power, those things just happen, the on-base percentage. But I've watched him take pitches on the outside corner, right in his batter box, and he just pokes it. Running around there, he's poking it out there. And it's on the warning track before you know it. And I mean, he is not swinging hard. He's just flicking it out there. And because I don't look at Juan Soto and I don't say he's a power hitter. He's just a good hitter that they lead into home runs. Now, his angle, makes him launch a little bit more, but he's not up there hitting home runs. No. They just happen to be home runs. And
look at him on Sunday. I mean, he went 3 for 4. And 2 home runs and a bunt single because they were playing him to pull the ball, and he just put it in his second at bat. Just said, you know what, I'm going to bunt it. I mean, how many power hitters would do that? I mean, I would never dream. I never thought he would, even because he was on a streak of hitting that ball hard, and I thought I would never thought he would have bunt it. He's a smart player and a really good player.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else for players of the week. I think that's going to take us into our talking points. Roy, you got 2 of them. You want to talk about a suspension?
Well, I got 3, but the first one I want to talk about, I added one I forgot to tell you about.
Okay.
Let's see. I wanted to talk about the suspension. I mean, all right, we got 5 players who get suspended for gambling.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what to say about this. The guy who got what's his name? Tucupitia Mark, or whatever his name is. That's a Padre. I mean, he was a Pirate at one point. It was and it was an injured with the Padres last year. Gets caught from October of 2022 to November 1st of 2023, gambling on 387 baseball related bets, totaling for $150,000. All right, and 87 of it was placed on Major League Baseball games, which 25 of those 231 bets that were on baseball games were on his own team at the time, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, I know gambling is easy to get to, but you're in a professional sport. Aren't you smart enough not to fucking bet on this stuff? I mean, the other guys were, they're 3 of them were minor league players. They were betting down here. One was a reliever from Michael Kelly from Oakland. They're all suspended for a year, but then you got the rest are minor league players, pitchers, and from all different teams. What are they going to have to hire somebody just to monitor these guys from gambling? I mean, this whole Ohtani thing. I mean, I think Ohtani was gambling. I mean, I think the interpreter is just the fall guy. It just baffles me how guys that are in a professional sport at this level. I mean, they monitor that stuff so bad now. You get caught gambling. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous.
I agree. I don't know. At this point, I don't know how you're doing it, knowing you're going to get caught. So.
Yeah, and I might be a hypocrite because I realized, Pete Rose got caught gambling, and I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. So maybe I think it's stupid now that you can get caught easy. I mean, everybody can see it, and I mean it's easy to get. You're in every state. About every state you can gamble now online, but just come on, be smart about it. Quit being stupid. The second thing I wanted to talk about. What was the second thing I wanted to talk about? Forgot.
I got Dodgers at Yankees.
Oh well, let's do that. The last one. The next one.
Yeah.
I want one more before I do that. I want to talk about the man who has been a stud this year for the New York Yankees, and his name is Luis Gil. All right. The guy who wasn't going to make the team.
Nope.
He wasn't. I mean, he was not going to make team. He was going to be in a minor league. He just came off of Tommy John? Was it Tommy John that he came off of?
Yep. He missed all of 2022 at Tommy John. Last year, he missed about half the season or 3/4. Came back and was just in minor league and got rocked, but just building innings.
So this year, I mean, he came in. He only got the starter spot because Garrett Cole got hurt. So they said, "Hey, we're going to keep this guy," which I was kind of concerned because I was like, "Oh man, he'd shown bright spots, but I didn't think anything of him being anything good." He's the rookie player of the month and pitcher of the month, and he so far this year he is 7-1 with a 1.99 ERA. And a 2.99 FIP and an 0.95 WHIP. He has struck out 79 batters in 63 and 1/3 innings, 11 starts. I mean, he has allowed the league best 4.1 hits per 9, and and he's under a home run by 0.6. I mean, easily.
Yeah.
And his walk rate is low. So for a kid, he's not very old. I was trying to look that up how old he was. Didn't find it, but he's a stud. I mean, what I've known by watching. I mean, I've watched a lot of the starts. He's just confident out there throwing strikes, and then but he has a great mentor out there. If you watch the games, who's standing on the steps, coaching him, talking to him, Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is right there with him at every moment, talking to him between innings, talking to him after starts. I never thought Garrett Cole was that kind of guy because I always heard he's kind of more of a competitor and I figure he's kind of an asshole. And then when I met him at the casino, he didn't have a whole lot to say, so I really thought he was a really asshole. So, but now I've completely changed my mind about him. He's a really good. For a star like that to take a kid at this age that well to make him pitch that well, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's been electric. I mean, I think it kind of helped. I think it helps the team's doing so good. And it's part of it is because of him. But the team's off to a good start. It's not like he's pressed where he has to throw 6, give it, keep us in. I also think it's helped that he's at the back of the rotation. The expectations were not crazy high. I mean, you were basically just, please be the number 5. Let us survive until Garrett comes back. I mean, he's been excellent. And Cole's on a rehab assignment tonight, first one back. So I would expect him back, maybe in a month-ish time frame.
Yeah.
Clark's going to be out for more than a month, so Gil's spot in the rotation has been saved. Not saying he was going to lose it. I'm just saying you would definitely be up for consideration just because of his age. And when Cole comes back, someone's leaving, so it doesn't matter who it is. But
you should leave. So,
but yeah, he's been excellent. I mean, is it sustainable? Coming off last year where he probably only threw like 30 to 50 innings, because he only played for like a month or two, I think. And then in 2022, not throwing at all. I mean, how long can he hold up? Like, can he pitch 200 innings? I doubt it.
I think around July he's gonna hit a wall.
Yeah,
and struggle a little bit, but it'll be how he comes out of it. But I think if you got Garrett Cole there, to help him, I think he'll be fine in August, September. But he'll have about 5 or 6 starts where we're going to go, shit. Come on.
I also, you look at the Yankees, you talk about a playoff series, unless they, it's hard to me imagine that they would stick with a 5-man rotation in the playoffs. It's very rare.
No.
You see it 4 for the most part, and if you're desperate, you get to 3. There's just if Cole's healthy and pitching well, I'm not even saying he's pitching like a Cy Young. Cole's getting the ball before him, Rodon's getting the ball before him, and Stroman's getting the ball before him.
Cole's going to get it no matter what.
That's what I know that
because he's a battler. He's going to battle no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rodon, youth. You like him. I'm just not.
Well, it's not that I like him.
He's doing well right now. I don't trust what he does with his mechanics and what he does. I just feel like sometimes he's easily out of it and gets hit real hard.
Yeah, but I know that he's getting the ball before Heel in a playoff game. Sure. I know Stroman's getting the ball before Heel in a playoff game, and at that point, Heel's going to have to fight with Clark when he comes back for that 4th spot, because at the end of the day, only 4's thrown in a playoff game. So, but that doesn't take away from what he's done this year.
Nope.
And then your third thing you want to talk about?
The Dodgers and Yankees. All right, that's this weekend. This could. The Dodgers kind of surprised me how weak they've been playing this year. It's like they're just on cruise control. But look at this. This is set to take on New York. All right. Look at these names going to be on this game. Just think on one game you're going to have Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Anthony Volpe, and I'll just say and Will Smith. You look at this. Just look at these 2 lineups and the pitching staff. This is going to be. This is the kind of series that wish I had tickets. I wish I could fly out to and watch it. This would be. It could be a World Series matchup if both teams kind of figure things out. If the Yankees keep what they're doing, but the Dodgers, who seem to be on cruise control, it just seems. But that lineup is just nuts. I've always been a Freddie Freeman fan. I really wish he would have been a Yankee. I like him. He's my favorite of that group. And I like the way he plays. It's just this team. This is going to be a great series. I can't wait to watch it. So I got a few baseball games, but not during those times I can actually watch those baseball games.
Yeah. You look at the 1-2. I love looking at the 1, 2, 3s. You talk about the batting order. You said the names. You got Mookie, Freddie, Shohei on one side, and the other side for 1, 2, 3, you got Volpe, Judge, and Soto and Judge. I also look at the Yankees went after Yamamoto real hard this offseason. They thought he was going to be a Yankee. Guess who gets the ball Friday night in the opener in New York? Yashimu Yamamoto. So it's going to be a good one. I listened to John Boy Media's podcast today with Aaron Boone on, and the Dodgers have not been in town in a long time. Over 6 years ago were the last time they were in New York.
Really?
New York's gone to L.A. twice because that was in 2 years ago is when they flipped or last year was the first year they implemented the new schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you play every team every year, but now you'll flip-flop. So last year was the first year of it. New York played in L.A., and before that, it had been like 3 years when the Yankees wore those black jerseys, if you remember, in LA, and that was part of the old scheduling. So it's been a long time since LA has been in New York. I know they did this on purpose, but you talk about Friday, Saturday, Sunday night baseball. It's going to be electric there in the Bronx. That place is going to be crazy loud.
Last year in LA was when Judge got hurt.
Please, for the love of God, don't let that happen again.
No, fuck no. He better not. He's on a tear right now. We need to keep him the way he's going.
Yep. 2 pitchers that will not pitch in the Dodger series is Carlos Rodon and Marcus Stroman. It looks like it's going to be Poteet, who threw Nestor, and Luis Heel. Those are going to be your 3, unless something changes, but that's going to be the rotation. I only know Yamamoto's pitching probably Friday. That's all that's listed, but I can't see I don't know how the Dodgers rotation is set up at the moment. But I can't wait to watch it. I'm actually a little nervous. Sunday Night Baseball is in New York. Yankees do not have an off day on Monday. They fly to Kansas City, and I'll be in attendance in Kansas City Monday night. And I'm afraid if the Yankees play Sunday Night Baseball in New York and then fly into Kansas City and play the next night when they're not getting into Kansas City Hotel until 2 in the morning,
yeah,
I'm afraid they're going to sit someone. Now, they haven't sat Judge Soto the entire year, but I swear to God, if Monday night I go to that game and I see Juan Soto on the bench, I'm going to turn around. So
of the two, I could see Judge, not Soto. I don't think Soto wants to sit down.
I think if anything, Stanton sits and Judge DHs.
Well, I can see that.
That's if they face a lefty though, like Cole Reagan's, they won't sit Stanton. So we'll see.
Yeah, you might be screwed. You might get them all. Dennis might say, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna give everybody a break and just."
Well, I mean, the Yankees and the Royals should be a good series as well.
Oh, I think it should. They got to go. I mean, Yankees playing a tough schedule here in June, so they
I wanted to talk about that, actually. I kind of forgot about it. I wanted to read to you guys the schedule for the New York Yankees for the next month. They get Minnesota right now, 3-game. Then they get L.A. to come to town for 3 for a big one. Then they go to Kansas City, which is a quietly, nice series. 4 games in Kansas City. And the Yankees are coming off that Dodgers series, taking a deep breath or, however it goes. Kansas City's going to be ready for New York probably. So I wouldn't take them lightly for 4 in there. Then we finally go to Boston for the first time this year. Finally get to play the Red Sox. Then guess what? We get Baltimore in New York. And then guess who comes to town right after Baltimore? Atlanta comes to town for a couple. So New York's in for a tough month, so we're going to see what they got.
Well, what kind of off days do they have? I just can't believe how many the lack of off days that teams get nowadays. If they were traveling. Like I'm looking at
the Yankees
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, they go
17th, so they're off Monday after the Boston series.
Yeah.
Before Baltimore. They have a day off.
So they play tonight and do not get another day off till Monday the 17th.
Correct.
That's a tough. I mean, playing the Dodgers.
You're not getting an off day until you play until Minnesota, Dodgers, Kansas City, Boston.
Yeah. Jeez. And
then they get a day off. Then they get Baltimore and Atlanta. Then they get another day off.
Then you start the Subway Series.
Oh God. Oops.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yep. That's all you got, Roy, for your talking points?
That's all my talking points.
I only have one, and I also need my phone for this one. I only have one. I kind of wanted to keep it short because I didn't think there was a whole lot of change this week. But I noticed something the other day when I was looking for something, and I ran into this. I went and looked at the NL wildcard picture because, we've talked about the Phillies are the 1 seed in the NL. That's easy. We also talked about the Dodgers, who are right behind them, but they could become a 1 seed. And we think the Brewers are probably the best team in the Central at the moment. But the NL Central is kind of crazy, and we kind of think the Brewers are going to come down to earth eventually. Even if they don't, we still think they might. But then it got me wondering, what are all the other teams? Are they close? Because, I'll give you an example. We talked about our playoff predictions about 2 weeks ago, and I picked Arizona to sneak their way in again. And they're 8 games back, 4th place in the division. And then I said, yeah, but they're really not that far out of a wild card spot. I'm going to read you the wild card. Now, Atlanta is the number 1 wild card, and they have a 5.5 game lead over the 3rd place team because that's what it matters. 1, 2, 3. San Diego would be in today with a 1.5 game lead, and then the Cubs would have it over the Cardinals at the moment. I don't understand why, because the Cardinals have beat them, but it doesn't matter. Cubs would be in at 3. Cardinals are tied.
I thought they were tied like that. They would have to play each other for that last spot.
I think they would, but they don't have the same record because they haven't played the same amount of games.
Yeah, true.
So that's why. So I'm going to read, these teams are all out of the playoffs if they ended today. I'm going to read 4th place through 10th place. St. Louis 4, San Fran 5, Arizona 6, Pittsburgh 7, Washington 8, Cincinnati 9, New York Mets at 10. The New York Mets, who are the 3rd worst team in the National League, are 4 games out of the last wild card spot. The Cincinnati Reds, who are 9th, are 2 games back from a wild card spot. It is St. Louis tied with Chicago for 0. They have the same. San Fran, half a game. Arizona, 1. Pittsburgh, 1.5. Washington, 1.5. Cincinnati, 2. New York Mets, 4. I mean, that's one series.
Yeah.
That's how tight it is. So that NL wild card, and I mean, you look at San Diego, they have 1.5 game lead. I mean, that's a series and a half. It's tight. Even though you look at some divisions, like you look at the Cubs, they're in second, and you look at Arizona, they're in fourth. They're so close. In these summer months, man, like you said, Roy, this is when teams need to start playing a little bit better. So their GMs say we need to add and not stay put or sell. So I didn't. I mean, it's really not so much of a talking point. I just kind of wanted to bring up to people's attention how close it is underneath the division leaders.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to look at that. So I was comparing that to the American League. I mean, you look the Cubs, who are the third wild card, right? At
Correct.
29-31. You got to think the American League third wild card is 33-26. So,
yeah.
So just same record as the Cubs is the Texas Rangers, Tampa, who are 29-31. All right, both of them are 29-31, as long as the Cubs. In the American League, they are 4.5 games out of the wild card.
Yeah,
and the Cubs are leading the third last spot in the wild card.
Yep.
So you can just see the National League's just. I mean, I think they're top heavy. I mean,
at the moment.
At the moment, but like you said, one series. Like look at San Francisco. I mean, you got to think they lost 5 straight. They just got swept by the Yankees. Had chances to win that series.
Yeah,
and they're still a half game out. It's just if they would have won 1 or 2 those games,
they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs right now. So it's just, I mean, it's about who you play and who can get hot.
And we're going to see separation. I'm not saying it's going to be this close with 10 teams, in August, but I look at someone like I know I'm going to switch divisions here or leagues here and go over to the American League. Seattle, number 1 in the West. I mean, they haven't taken advantage of the slow starts. Texas has not gotten back Jacob deGrom. They have not gotten back Max Scherzer. Now, will that win them the division? I'm not sure. They're both in their late 30s. They're not 25 years old. But, someone, this is the time of the year when you guys start taking advantage and, your GMs will start to add and,
well, the thing is, these teams at the bottom, like even like I'll say the Mets are 4.5 games out, right? I mean, they're already talking about trading players.
Yeah.
So this is where you've got to either decide. I mean, you got the next 4 weeks probably to decide, are you truly a playoff team or not? I mean, so you got to start the first week of June to the first week of July is where GMs really make a decision on what they're going to do. And then
isn't the trade deadline is it the 1st of August or the last of August?
It's the 1st of August. It's like
the end of July.
Yeah. So no, I was because I kept reading that the Mets and even like the Nationals were looking at trading some players. So because they get to this to the All-Star game and then you got the 2 weeks to make a trade. So they give them those 5 weeks to the All-Star game, to decide what you're going to do. So
GMs take their vacations during the All-Star break, and when they come back, they're on the phones till August.
Yep.
Okay, I don't think I have anything else. Bryce isn't going to have a talking point. He had to head out. I think that's just going to take us to our miscellaneous. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right, lock of the week last week. I told you guys we were going to play some playoff hockey, and guess what? Ka-ching, we won. The Edmonton Oilers won the game that I had and moved on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So, do I go into the hockey world? I don't think there's a hockey game for a little bit, so I don't think I'm going to be able to. But
NBA.
I don't think the finals are until Thursday.
So
2 days off. So, I'm going to have to go into the baseball world where she gets a little tricky. And I'm going to have to go into Wednesday. And I have to pick Wednesday nights. All right. Wednesday night. Minnesota Twins are throwing Chris Paddock, and the New York Yankees are throwing Carlos Rodon. I will take the over of 8.5. And do I do it? No, I don't. I will take the Mariners to beat the Athletics because they have Logan Gilbert on the mound. I will throw a money line. This is going to be a tiny one because there's not a lot of things available for Wednesday night at the moment when you guys are seeing this. So I'm going to throw 25. It pays 78. So that's my bet.
There you go. All right, I'm just going to do a quote. We've been doing a lot of games lately, so let's do a quote. When you're dead, all right, you don't know you're dead. All the pain is felt by the others. Kind of like the same thing happens when you're done, when you're stupid. Think about it.
This is all a line.
Sometimes you hear some good things.
It's true. All right, Roy. I'm gonna do Bryce's game for you. Okay.
All right.
But this one's gonna be an easier one. It's gonna be quick, not too hard. I mean, I don't think it's too hard.
Pull up one of those immaculate things.
It's very similar to it. Now, it's not like a grid, but the game, the idea of it is still there. So this game is called MLB Pickle. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. I'm going to open it up, and I'm here, so I'll be able to explain it to you. Sorry, I can't see behind my thing. Okay. You can see my screen?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So you have, what is it, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 9 guesses, Roy, to get to the player of the day. Now, this player can be, I've only ever seen hitter or a starting pitcher, but it could be a relief pitcher. I have no clue. But I've only ever seen starters or hitters. Okay. So it has team, league / division, which is it's going to go division. Batting, right, left, or switch. Throw, left, right, or switch. Born in the country, their age, and their position. And so you're going to guess one random player to start, and then you're going to, based off, it's going to light up. Like if you get, I'll give you an idea. You guess Aaron Judge, okay? Or the team. And you get it correct. It'll light up green. If you guess, Yankees player, and it's a Cub player, it's not going to pop up green. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So and yellow means you're within two or three. So for like age, it would go up yellow. Or if you pick a Yankee player, it's in the American League East, but it's the Red Sox player, the league will pop up yellow. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So
this is current players, right? Nothing older.
Yeah, I believe this is only current players.
Okay.
So I need you to pick one random player in baseball to start. Now, most people kind of try to stick for a middle-aged man, not like a crazy old, not crazy young, but you can pick whoever you want.
I'll just go Aaron Judge. See where we can start.
Okay, so you can read this.
So it was a Yankee.
So it's a Yankee now.
32. Who's 30?
So he's an older player. Now, you don't know if that's above that or lower. What?
And then the position's right? Center fielder?
No, the position's not right. See how it's gray? It's nothing. You also know he's not a right-handed hitter or right-handed thrower.
I know. It's Anthony Rizzo.
You want me to type in Rizzo?
Yeah, because I don't know how old he is. I don't know how old Anthony Rizzo is.
Almost. So it's a Yankee player who's lefty, born in the United States, but he's not a first baseman.
30.
And since he's 34, he's got to be younger than 32.
Alex Verdugo.
All right. Alex Verdugo is not correct.
Wow. I don't know how old's Trent Grissom.
Is that your next guess?
Yeah, he's a lefty.
He is a lefty. Trent Grisham is incorrect.
So he has to be younger than 32?
Correct.
So are you saying like Juan Soto?
Is that your next guess?
I mean, yeah, because I'm just guessing. Well, I'm trying to guess. Yeah, just go Juan Soto.
Juan Soto is 25 and also not born in the United States.
He born in the United States. Okay.
Yep.
Shit, lefty. Austin Wells.
I don't think Wells is in his late 20s, but nope, not Austin Wells. He throws right-handed.
Oh, he throws right-handed. God damn, I got to remember this.
You have 3 guesses left.
I didn't figure out a position yet.
Nope. Well, you've knocked out catcher, first, and all the outfield.
What lefty? So it's got to be a pitcher. Damn it.
Could be.
So it has more in the U.S.
Correct.
Carlos
Rodon
Rodon.
is correct. It is Carlos Rodon.
That took me
You got it. Nice. So you got it in what? 8 tries? Oh, 7 tries. Nice. That's the game I got for you. So you're 1 for 1.
Jeez. All right.
Okay. I don't think we have anything else. Merch orders should be in soon, so we'll be getting those out here soon. Pretty quiet week in baseball. Next week, hopefully Bryce can stay a little longer. I don't know, but otherwise, me and Roy will keep rocking them out. And I guess we'll guys see you next week. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and if you guys get your merch this week before the next episode comes out, we'd like to see you guys post a picture with it or something. Post it on your stories. If more people, yeah, I agree. Tell Bronx to comment on this. Does Bronx not watch this?
I don't know if he watches it. I don't have to ask him.
Tell him he's a Yankees fan. He should be watching this.
Well, and then we'll probably start talking football here. Training camps and stuff will start here.
Yep.
Soon, and college football will start up. So,
yeah, we could talk a little NCAA 25. I know Roy doesn't care a whole lot about that, but new college football game is coming out for the first time since 2014.
Just not a video game, guys.
Oh, baby, are we looking forward to that? Coming out. Yep. All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
See ya.
Gotta find my way to you, even though you're next to